bass louder.
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing tonight? I can tell you I have had a fantastic night. I have just competed in a bracket for 512 people, and wow, what an amazing competition it was. Let's go over here and talk about the competition. Maybe some of you guys heard it, maybe some of you guys have played in it, but here it is, the Barbarian Brawl. It is pretty much a tournament assigned from one player that decided to host it. He said instead of jamming his way to Legendary, he sees himself as not the best player, so he wants to donate $500 of that dollars to a huge bracket tournament on Smash GG. Kind of crazy, right? That someone in the community would do this. I hope more people use this Smash GG website, as it's by far probably the best website to use. I mean, it's one way to organize thousands, 500 players at a single time, right? If you need help, you can click request a moderator. And I just found the website overall really great to use. It could take a little bit more time than usual. I wish the matches were a little bit faster, but that's something that maybe the first time this tournament Barbarian Brawl has been introduced. So you have, of course, they're gonna have some shortage of admins, and but it's one guy pretty much running it with maybe some friends or something like that helping them along the way. So overall, it was a pretty well ran tournament. I feel there were some issues here and there with 30-minute waitings for someone that was DQ'd, that we still had to go through all the time, where some people not logging in that I won the match, and it ended up costing us 10-20 minutes. But it's all fine. With more admins, maybe volunteers that can help, this tournament could be a lot better in the future. I hope that someone picks up this format real soon and definitely goes with it. So what I will be describing in this video is my way to number 2. I got second place, and even though we'll go through the list here, it says first place gets a $500. We'll go through it a little later, but we can go through the rules down here. It says you must be 16 years of age to even participate in a tournament. That's one of the main rules that was taken very seriously, and we'll describe that a little bit later on in the video once we're done playing, watching the games and stuff like that. So I'm very happy with my performance overall. And there we go, we see a bunch of lists of the players. Let's go ahead and get this screen over here as well and go over the brackets. So you have 512 players competing in this bracket. Kind of insane, right? You just have people signing up left and right. I think maybe probably 70% of the players did not participate. If we'll go to bracket number 3, my bracket, you'll notice that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 DQs. Kind of insane. 21 out of 32 people just did not even show up to the tournament. So why even sign up? You're not even gonna play, right? Or maybe they saw the bracket and just did not want to play. They're like, oh, I'm facing against let's say Tebow. I don't want to face that guy. I'm gonna take a DQ. Or maybe they just woke up late, they didn't calculate the time properly, or who knows what excuse they have for not showing up, signing up, and just taking a spot from players like Surgical Goblin or other players in my team that did not get into the tournament because it was full, right? So you have a bunch of DQs and a bunch of people that did want to play that couldn't make it. So you snooze, you lose. Better luck next time. Make sure you guys sign up on time, because it was so easy at the top 32, except for this match right here that we'll go over in a bit. But pretty much DQ here. We 2-0'd Tebow. We 2-0'd Mr. TCM, and 0 Hour was a DQ. He was a DQ that advanced all the way to the semifinals from DQs. So pretty much DQ'd, and he made it to semifinals where I automatically advanced to the finals to fight for my spot at the top 16. Kind of insane, right? But that's just how the tournament was. And let's go over this specific match versus INeverTry. We'll show one of the matches here. On screen, we'll show the Expo play that we managed to get, and we'll show it versus Three Musketeers. Oops, I have to connect my Elgato because I totally have it disconnected. That'll take a mere 10 seconds, so bear with me real quick, fam. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's go ahead, and this is the matchup that a lot of you guys say it's a 50-50, right? You guys say it's 50-50. I say it's like 60-40 in my opinion. I give the matchup over to the Expo. I feel like they have all the tools necessary if they play it properly to win the matchup. So there we go. He decides to Expo when I throw down my pump. So kind of interesting there. His Expo does lock on, then he throws the Goblin Gang, and from the first push, you pretty much see me get completely wrecked, and I'm just like, god damn, you know, just from the very first push, he just wrecks me. That Ice Spirit saved my life, allowed the Expo to retarget onto my Knights, and such and such. So, a really good first move by INeverTry. He almost had me there completely just because I went a little too aggressive with the pump. So then I decide to place Battle Ram again to tank for the Expo. Expo really strong in this matchup. I log away, unfortunately did not. I gotta be more patient with my logs because he'll then punish me with Goblin Gang. So fortunately for me, I do end up still alive and still up on Elixir. So here we go, I'm going to place another pump, and now I have the advantage. Even though he fireballs, look at how much Elixir I'm getting. I'm getting 2+2 from that pump, another pump, and I'm up like 3 or 4 Elixir. And I know he just fireballs, so I'm going to try to cycle to another pump. The key with this deck that I'm playing is to cycle the pumps, because if you push right now, I'm not going to be able to get the tower. Especially because it's not double Elixir time. That's why I didn't play my Musketeers there. Even though he fireballed, I still can't play Musketeers because I just don't have the Elixir to get those successful pushes going, you know? So I just keep deciding to rotate and defending that Expo even though I'm still down a ton of damage. And so here he logs back my Barbs, and I'm trying to take down that Expo desperately. And I think I managed to barely do so. Yes, the Expo survives with one little bit of HP, but now I have 2 pumps on the field, and I am balling an Elixir. So there you go. You see my tower down to 800 HP, 2 pumps going down, and I'm just desperately trying to stay alive, right? I'm desperately trying to save my tower to try to get these pumps. So the great fireball by him almost caught me off guard. I think I decided to log that, and I just barely stay alive. But now I have 3 pumps on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is the time to go. I'm like, 3 pumps? All right, we got it. Ice Spirit to tank a little bit for the Expo there, and then the Skellies come out as well. Fortunately, the Knight does live with a sliver of HP, and now I'm just pushing the right side like crazy. I'm defending that Expo. I'm just spinning Elixir left and right. I got 379 HP on my tower. I need to go in now because that's 2 fireballs and I'm out, right? And I'm out of the total of the competition because I'm already down 1 game. FYI, I don't know if you guys saw the log, but I'm down 1 game. And if I lose this one, I'm out of the whole tournament. So I need to go in ham. Nice try on defense there, but look at the left side. He has no Elixir to defend. And that's going to be GG. Just 3 pumps on the board, just cycling, barely surviving with 379 HP. I knew that's exactly what I had to do to win, is take damage on my left side tower, but then overwhelm him in double Elixir time, guys. So that's how you play the matchup if you're wondering how to play 3 Muskets versus Expo, versus really good Expo players. And that's how I was able to overall win. And then the second matchup, I did win against my Expo against his bowler deck, but I guess I don't know how much time we have, but we won't go over that one. Actually, no. I beat out his Expo twice. One with my Expo and one with 3 Musketeers. Okay, and I lost to his Hog Rider 3 Musket deck with my deck. Alright, my bad. Alright, so we'll go back to this screen over here. And now let's go to the top 16. So now we're in the top 16. We beat out Tebow. We beat out TCM. We got DQs all the way to the finals. And then we beat out INeverTry. And now we're in the top 16. This is when it starts to get hard. Really hard. All these players up here are tremendously skilled. And you have players like Rob Stark, Pompeo, Gio, Jack, Chicken Bob, Ace, AvilaLuiss, Boris, Flashlight. You got Dragon. You got so many good players up in here. I'd argue that the bottom of the bracket is the toughest one. They have people like Pompeo, Rob Stark, Gio, Chicken Bob, Ace. Like the bottom of the bracket is super stacked. Fortunately enough, I'm sent to the top where I have tough competition, but not as tough as the bottom side of the bracket. So that's another thing on my favor for this tournament here. And now let's go into the matchup versus AvilaLuiss. I managed to beat this really powerful deck, the Bowler Tornado Graveyard. Now let's see exactly how this happens. Well, times 2 for the sake of time until the plays start happening. There we go. You see the skeleton splits, and then we're just both not making a play until we're ready. So you see Goblin Gang split by me, just playing kind of resourceful, not wanting to overcommit yet, trying to see what kind of deck he has. As soon as I see Knight and Baby Dragon, I'm leaning towards maybe Bowler Graveyard, most likely, because that's what it has, you know. And then you see him put a Bowler down on that top left side. That was a huge mistake by him, because now I can put down my Expo safely and get a ton of damage on his right side, right? And that's the thing about Expo. Expo does those things to you, is that once you play trips on the back, it tries to take advantage, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. I'm trying to take advantage with my Expo, and I believe I managed to do so here. And then the Expo stays alive. Fortunately, it retargets to that pesky Bowler, but it still manages to get over 1,100 damage hit points onto my enemy tower. Just with that first play, just being able to catch him off guard, placing that Bowler all the way in the back. And that's one thing you have to be really, really careful when, against facing things like Expo. Even if you don't know you're facing Expo, you just gotta be really, really careful. And there you go, you see him throw down the Graveyard. He throws down his Bowler, and then I throw down my Expo offensively to also defend against the Graveyard. And Electro Wizard will stun up that Bowler for a little bit. That log will push back the Bowler, but unfortunately my troops don't connect, and that's just a fell attempt of Skellies there. So first really big misplay I see there is placing of those skeletons from me. It's a waste of 1 elixir. And there we go, you see another Expo come down. This deck is so powerful right now in the meta. Expo just doesn't never need, it always comes back. It's such a high skill cap card, and when used correctly, it can catch a lot of people off. And it doesn't really have totally bad matchups. Like right there, you see the predictive fireball. I knew last time that he played Electro Wizard on the river when I played mine. So what do? I predict his Electro Wizard with the fireball. That's a risky play, but if you want to win this matchup, sometimes you have to do plays like that. Is throw preemptive fireballs, try to catch your enemy off guard, and that's exactly what I did there with that play. That's what makes a good player from a good player to like a really good player, is just being able to do those plays, knowing this, knowing the matchups. And right there, I think he just totally freaked out, threw a poison on defense. I knew at that moment that I totally had the matchup going my way in my favor. And as you see here, the fireball connects into the Bowler. Expo's about to lock on. Electros are still tanking, and that is going to be it. Just very, very good preemptive plays from me getting away from that matchup. In that matchup, you kind of give it over to the Bowler, right? If you play the Bowler perfectly, anticipate the Expo, you're fine. But when your opponent does not anticipate Expos and plays this as a Bowler, you got to take advantage with the Expo right away. That's that matchup. So that was the matchup versus Avila. and I ended up 2-0ing him. And moving on to Boris. Boris 44 from Phone Cats. This guy has made a name for himself as one of the best players in the Phone Cats clan. As of today, he's always doing really good in all his competitive events, and is definitely a force to be reckoned with. And here we go, we're going to showcase the bottom matchup. We have LavaLuiss from me. As you can see, guys, in this bracket, I'm always playing different decks. I'm never playing the same deck. I will oftentimes go from an Expo to a Lava Hound, or a Lava Hound to a Minor Control, or a Minor Control to a Zap Bait. I'm always swapping decks to keep my opponents at bay and not being able to guess my next deck. And that's what you have to do to when you beat your competition here. Is to do things like that. Is to master multiple decks so you don't become predictive. So here we go. I believe we don't even play anything for the first like 2 minutes of the match. Both of us stuck with a really tricky, weird hand and decided not to play anything. And that's actually a really good thing for me here, because the deck I have is spectacular. And he thinks his deck is really good too in overtime. You know, he has Giant Lightning, something that really ramps up in double extra time. So he's thinking it's going to benefit him, and I'm thinking it's going to benefit me too. It ends up working in my favor, and we'll see why right now. As he starts off a little better, he's able to tornado all my troops into this tower. I place Lava Hound all the way back, and let's form a big push because the skeletons are taking out that giant really well. Unfortunately, with the Lava Hound, does not bring the Baby Dragon. The Baby Dragon is such a clumsy, weird card, but he does a really bad move here. He decides to go with the Giant. Giant on offense. He needs to log that Tombstone, and as you see here, he does not log Tombstone. Instead, he focuses on defending that Lava Hound, which kind of costs him a lot of elixir and costs him a lot of damage on that tower too. So just kind of a misplay by him there, just not being able to go offensive. You see those skeletons just be so pesky, so annoying for him. The Knight focus on the Giant as well, the Tombstone as well, and he's just playing a really good defense. Here he plays Electro Wizard too close to Bowler, and this is what I do to contest that. I was lightning the Electro Wizard and lightning the Bowler, his only defensive units. Besides kind of the Tornado. Tornado was a really good defensive unit against the Balloon. But unfortunately for him, the Balloon connects, and that is going to be GG, because the Balloon drop plus the Lava Pups splitting up. He has no contestation, and that is GG. I end up 2-0ing Boris here, and that pushes me up all the way to the semis. The semis, where I face off against Dragon King. Dragon King, actually a really surprisingly talented player. I've never heard his name before, but he rocked me completely with his Golem deck, and I just can't do nothing about it. So it's kind of insane. But we'll showcase this giant graveyard insane game. We'll do it on ×2 just for the sake of time here, but this matchup was really insane. It was so close. This was 1-1. We're tied in the series. As you see there, we'll go over the key moments here. He plays Giant in the back yet again. I'm trying to take advantage of this by placing my Expo on the right side, and I do get a ton of damage. Unfortunately, I cannot stop the Expo from the Mega Mini from killing my Expo. But I do manage to kind of stop the damage from the skeletons. The Graveyard RNG was too powerful right there, and ended up costing me more damage than I did to him. So this time, I don't want to play my Expo, because you know one thing he has in his hand that I know of, because I'm keeping card of his card rotation, is that I know he has Giant. So if I play Expo now, I'm just going to lose it completely. So I end up just trying to cycle. I cycle Goblin Gang, I cycle things like that. He plays Giant all the way in the back. Okay, so he played Giant. What am I going to do now? Expo. Expo, that's exactly what you're supposed to do when your opponent plays a Giant in the back. So there you go. I use the Scalies to distract the Barbarians to keep my Barbarians up, and then the Expo is just free and going to town on that right side tower. Right here, I'm so close to losing my tower. That Giant's coming in. I barely have enough elixir to scrape by 5 to get away with that Inferno onto the Giant. Throw the Ice Spirit to save my Inferno tower. And now look how much elixir I'm down by. I need 644 HP on that tower, and he throws this crazy battle ram battle ram graveyard push. You know, something that's really hard to stop. Plus the log takes care of all my goblins, and just look at that push. He almost got my tower with just that. Just such a scary, prominent push. And I know he has Giant in his hand, so what do? I place Inferno to counter that, and I think that gets completely wrecked by his Electro Wizard. So Electro Wizard just, you know, kind of countering River Infernos now. You know, you can never play a River Inferno anymore because of the fact that Electro Wizard may come down and completely wreck. So now he switches lanes, and he gets so much damage on this right lane just because of that huge misplay by me. So there we go. It's such an intense matchup. He decides to push the right lane. Second one is my Expo, and he's pushing with Battle Ram, and I had to log that because the Barbarians are coming in. So look at this matchup. So close as it gets. I log away the Electro Wizard, which is really smart, so he cannot reset my Inferno. But I think his Giant still pushes through some way, somehow. But fortunately for me, I'm just a log Fireball away, and I'm able to take it. If I was one cycle from Fireball logged away, if I didn't do enough damage, that would have been the end of me, because that next Graveyard Poison would have got my tower. So that was GG to Mr. Dragon King. Really well played. And then that put me over into the finals of the Barbarian Bow. Now, in the finals, you know, it says that, you know, first place will get $500, but me and Ace did a truce, kind of, and saying that, you know, we made it this far, let's split. You know, if you win first, you get 400, and if I get second, you get $100. I get $100. So it's 400 for the winner, and second place gets 100. Just so, you know, we can all feel really happy about being here. And that's the truth that we ended up with. And the great Ace is just such a great player. We're going to showcase this specific matchup. I want to show you guys just how good of a player Ace is. Just his intellect of Clash Royale is something bizarre. It's something kind of like next level, in my opinion. Something that not a lot of people have. You know, he just knows what to do versus every single deck, exactly when to do it. So, you know, you kind of see like Expo in the river. It's kind of a tricky play. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, look how fast. As soon as I place it down, not even half of that timer kicks in before he puts down a knight and a balloon. Kind of insane reactions by him. I can't even react that fast. I'm just stuck in awe right now. I'm just like, whoa. You know, his reaction time is next level. You see that zap? Next level. He zapped that so quick, and he knew it was coming. Just this guy's reaction time is insane. Kind of a really great player in my eyes. And I'm already down one game. In the other game, I got my butt handed to me again. It was kind of a close match. His tower was at 200 HP, and he ended up winning. But he was already working on my other side tower as well when taking one tower down. So he was up a ton as well. So just his reaction time is just way quicker than mine, I feel. He just knows exactly when to do it at the time, at the right second. Just the best of the best, I feel right now. One of the top players, really. And just by the way he handles everything, like you see that knight in the back right there? That knight tanks the Expo, and it allows the Electro Wizard to cross the river and the tower to hit the Electro Wizard and kill it off. If he placed the knight at the bridge there, my Electro Wizard would still be up and hitting his knight. That's the difference, that he knows exactly where to place his troops. He changes up things so rapidly, It's crazy. His thought process is something out of this world. And then look at this. I think this play does not make it through, but we'll show you the exact same play that he does in the next upcoming in seconds and how he betters it. So his ability to anticipate the opponent is just next level. And you'll see it here in this next play exactly what I mean about him being able to anticipate. From the exact same play made, he's able to adapt and switch his playstyle or switch his movements to benefit him and punish you every single time. So right there, I'm able to get a very nice fireball into his Electro Wizard, but then comes the balloon, and the balloon takes my tower, and then this is the exact same play. You see the balloon coming in, and then you see the miner right behind it, and immediately he is hovering Zap. The Zap kills my skeletons. It allows the balloon to push on through, and the Ice Spear comes in and completely stuns up my Electro Wizard, allowing his balloon to get that shot with a minuscule of HP. Just the reaction time, the ability to adapt, and everything. Even though he was going to zap that tower to retarget the tower, it just worked completely in his favor, and it was just really a spectacular play with that Ice Spear coming in and freezing up the Electro Wizard to keep his balloon up. And from that point on, you guys know how this works. Once that Expo is down, you're just toast. Even though if I would have swapped lanes, I would have just been beating into him even more. At this point, the matchup is over, and I just got completely played. So congratulations to Ace once again. Very next level play. Very smart player. One of the best at adapting in the game. The best reaction time I think I've seen in a while. Just knowing what to do at the right time. That's how you win in Clash Royale. And Ace got all of that. Unfortunately for him, he did not receive the $500 because of a couple of things. He broke the rules where it says that you have to be 16 plus. So unfortunately for him, he did not come out winning the prize winning. He did overall win the entire tournament. So congratulations, you still beat out 512 entrants, and you just rock, man. You're one of the best clashers I know. I'm so grateful that I was able to win the $500 and get all the way to second place. But overall, I still gotta give him a huge round of applause because he just completely demolished the second place player and everyone else in the bracket. I tell you, I was watching the match between him and Chicken Bob, him and Gio, just completely demolished everyone 2-0. Just a next level player, man. Next level reactions. And GG, I'm really happy but with my performance. I could definitely improve for the next upcoming tournaments coming up. But thank you guys all for watching the video. Make sure you leave comments or something on the bottom right there in the comment section. Tell me what you guys think of the tournament. Was it justified that Ace did not receive the $500 because he was underage? Should he have received the $500 even though he broke the rules? I don't know, you guys let me know. There's a whole tweet about it and everything. I'm just honored to have had such a fun tournament and play with all of you players that play with versus me. I'm so happy I played against Ace. He taught me a lot, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.
We make the streams louder.